that was an opportunity captured today. We had so much respect for them and the way they started the season and with the time they've had in building up this team, winning at KC and all that on the road, knowing that the stadium was going to be perfect in their support. It was going to be as hard as it could get. And so the opportunity was just magnified in that regard. I mean, all in all, we win a game, and that's really important. But for our young team and for our guys to understand what it is we've been talking about and believing and finishing and doing the stuff that they need to do in this game and do right all the way through the end of the game, and it wound up all the way to the end of the fourth quarter and all the way into OT. It's just it's hard to measure how valuable that is for us. There's so many guys that did great stuff today in this game. I'm starting with the tackles. There was a lot of people that wrote us off because they didn't think that Stone could get it done and Jake could get it done. But they did. They did a phenomenal job today. They held up their end of it, stepped up just like we asked guys to do, and came through in a huge way. Gino had a spectacular day. He has one crazy sack, but other than that, he had a spectacular day and leads us down the field in OT to win the game with some great throwing. But the exquisite part of that last drive was the pass protection. Gosh, he was just there, just hanging in the pocket. He moved when he had to and worked with the guys up front. And so it's not just the tackles, but they were the guys that were on the stick today, and they came through in a huge way. Tyler Lockett had a phenomenal day today, and as always, we've been watching him. I hope he can just keep playing forever because he continues to just make those spectacular plays. The catch in the back corner of the end zone, and then to get the pylon for the win, a walk-off win. It's just Tyler, and he's what a phenomenal competitor and player and leader that he is with us, and I'm so fired up for him. DK got popped really good early in the game and had to get checked out if he could play, and just sucked it up and played and made some great catches down the stretch, big first down for us over the middle, and he's hurting, but he just stuck it out. He was tough as you can ever ask a guy to be. Kenny played his heart out and didn't get many yards, I wouldn't think, but he played his heart out. You can't play any harder than he's playing. I love the way Zach came off the bench, too, and ran really tough for us. So there's just so many things to talk about on that side of the ball. Disley coming through, too, and some great plays. On the other side of the ball, to just hang all day long and just keep hanging and making plays and coming through for us and getting to the quarterback late. We got 3 turnovers today, and like we know, we preach, they come in bunches, and today, huge. And Trey's, pick 6 was such an extraordinary moment for us to get that done. Chenna's big hit to start the third quarter just to send the signal that we're ready and to go. I mean, all of those plays, we needed every one of those plays to get this win as close as it was. So I know you guys will write all about it and all, but this is just a coach just overflowing with praise for our guys. Because of the way they came through. And we needed this badly. We know what happened last week, and we stunk it up in the second half, and we were ready to show that we can play anybody, anywhere, anytime. And I'm so thrilled that we can say that we got away with the win here. So. What did you say after oh, man. I didn't have words, really. I was so proud and so fired up for him. Just amazed by that they came through in such consistent fashion all day long. They did a great job. And it's just, they've played before. Really late in the week, I might have mentioned to you, they played before. They've been out there, and they just did what they do. And they did a great job to battle all day long against a great player and a terrific group on the other side. But I didn't really have words other than just to hug them up and just kind of hang with them for a while. They were the first 2 guys I wanted to see, and I found them in the locker room.
Coach, early in the game, you were chipping and you got business with fullback and you got tight ends, and then it seemed as the game went on, you trust your tackle or go one-on-one, you go away from that.
We felt great about the pass pro. We really did. Once we got going in the game, we went in with the concepts that we needed. I don't know how much it really strayed from where we were early, but we could block them, and so we did. And Gino, has a huge day because of it. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just glad he played. He said it was his idea of looking at it was, he said, this is easy. And so he had a great time playing today, and he's going to have some bumps along the way. But he's a fine football player, and he's just scratching. It's just getting started, So I got to wait and see the film.
Coach, you mentioned Dino already, but to play like that in this environment with both your back and out, centers in the first half, a lot of things that could have made it difficult on him.
Yeah, he was so solid the whole time and so true to it the whole time. He didn't like what happened last week. In the second half, we didn't get done as we're capable of, and he was really determined to just be in it and not get knocked off, of course, by anything that happened in the game. And matter of fact, he's going in with some young tackles, and it could have been, it didn't. He believed in those guys, trusted them, and played accordingly.
Coach, that final drive, Lions had 3 timeouts left in 2 minutes. Were you shocked that they did not take more shots down the field itself?
On their drive.
On their drive?
Well, we were just trying to figure it out. No, I'm not shocked by anything, but we were just trying to figure out what they were going for, and see if we could. I thought because of where they wound up getting the football, that if we could hold them to that field goal, that would be a phenomenal stop. I thought that the defense totally came through. It was a phenomenal stop. That's a really good offense, and they're loaded in the quarterback and the receivers, the whole group. And to stop them, make them kick that field goal to put us into OT. Don't forget that Drew Lock made the call to get the flip too, by the way.
I thought Trey's day overall
Jeez. Yeah, we missed Reek. He got banged up, hurt his shoulder a little bit, and he's been playing with the ones the whole time, so it was not a transition for us at all. But did he have a sack? Did he have 2 sacks? Just one? Somebody was saying, telling me they had 2 sacks. Yeah. What a great day. And the pick was so huge and such a turnaround for us. He just came through and played the defense exactly right, and the ball came to him. But he converted it, and came through. So that's pretty exciting.
What happened when Ricky was announcing the chest?
It's something right here, whatever that is.
You know what the prognosis?
No, I don't know anything. I just know it's sore right there. He'll be okay. We'll figure it out. Oh, I mean, to me, it's everything to us to get this thing that put behind us and get going. Unfortunately, we got to drag the loss with us, but this was such an extraordinary opportunity with a team that we hold in such high regard that this can jumpstart us and get us rolling, and we're really excited about that. That wasn't us in the second half, but it's just the game we had to live with. So maybe it was one of the great lessons for us. I don't know.
You overcame obviously with grounding and penalty. What explanation did you give?
Yeah, they. Oh God, I felt like Leo DeRocher on talking to the umpires. The play is Locke didn't run the route that Gino thought he was running. Okay, he runs a little quick out instead of running the fade route. So he steps back and throws a fade. There's nobody near him. He's not under duress at all, and it's a mistake. It's just an error on us, and they have to determine it. And they ask the guy down there, was there anybody in the area? He says no, and so they come back, and I don't have a clear explanation of does he have to be under pressure to unload a ball like that? That's a crazy rule. That should never be the way it should be. That's not the way the thing should be called. That's just me talking about ball in general, but I don't know what the rule is because I don't understand it. There was nobody near him. And he throws the ball away. That should be an under duress throwaway thing, but it wasn't. So I have no idea why. I'll find out.
Your third straight year playing the Lions on the day and have a second year at Fort Field. How have you seen this team grow?
Is this on the East Coast, right? Is this a 10 o'clock game on the East Coast? Yeah. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Say it again.
I said it's your 3rd straight year playing Bandcamp on the Lions, second in this building, back to back. How have you seen this team grow in the county?
Oh, it's a terrific team. No, they're a terrific team, and they've got a style, they've got a way. His challenges on the 4th down thing that he challenges his team with. We met the challenge today pretty well, but that gives them a whole style and mentality, and it's in your brain the whole game. That they may be thinking it here and there. He's made a real impact, and they're going to win a ton of games.
How much is today the grit aspect of
This is why I'm so thrilled about capturing this day, because this is as hard as it gets. This is as hard as it could possibly be, coming off beating the world champs on the road and starting the season and all of that, and these guys were on fire. They were healthy enough, the whole thing. So that's because we respect them so much. That's not for any other reason, but we have so much respect for Coach Campbell and the way that he does his stuff and that team. It stacked up all of these opportunities for us to see if we could meet it, and it took a long time, but we got it done.
130 yards out of 3 minutes.
Huge. They were huge today. Great job of Shane calling the game, getting those guys open, because they were running clean a lot, and it was really a fantastic part of the game plan.
What was this week like for you guys? What happened?
I'll tell you, until Bobby said something, I had not had the impact that I wanted to Monday, Tuesday to get to Wednesday. And then Bobby called him up on Wednesday and just hit him right between the eyes. And we just flipped instantly. I mean, from the time he talked to him till we turned it around, it was over and done with, and we were on to this game, which is what we're supposed to do on Wednesday. I just didn't get it done. He got it done for us. So it doesn't matter how we figure it out, but that was a pivotal moment for us. For sure it was. And they all heard him and listened and did exactly what he asked them to do, and that's leadership.
Jaron and Mario all had tackles for loss, so they played.
Huge. Oh, yeah, Chenna's play was, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Chen also made a good play, but were you in the sense now that 2 games in, those guys that maybe haven't played together going into the season?
No, there's no doubt. We're just getting started. We're just getting started, and it just takes a while to get it rolling. I was thrilled to see the big play, the impact play right off the bat at the start of the third quarter. I mean, think the absolute opposite of what happened last week, you know, when we jumped down, scoring a couple plays, and away we go. Here we go, you know, and just very timely and just very fortunate that we got that done.
A couple of fourth down stops you had on the play. I guess it kind of helped.
What about it?
I don't know. How critical do you feel like those were? I mean, those are kind of big moments.
They're like turnovers, you know. I don't know if you saw our bench. Those guys, we were all revved up for those opportunities. That was our shot to get the ball as well as their shot to make it. And our guys took it to heart and went for it, and we got a couple of them, I think, and they were enormous. You know, it's just like they give you the ball. There's that chance, you know. And, of course, I think they made 1 or 2. I don't know. I can't remember the numbers now. But I do know that the way we approached it, our guys totally capitalized on the opportunity.
You got the pass rush going more this week.
Yeah, we did some things. We changed some things during the week, and emphasis-wise, a couple things we did in practice that worked out. I thought that the guys up front, D-Lou and BT and those guys, and Will, and along with Clint, they all were working it, and we attacked our guys with, we have to adjust now. We can't wait and see what happens. And so it really happened on Thursday. It was from Wednesday to Thursday we made a big jump, and so hopefully we can keep growing. You know, it's one ball game.
Anything else?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Felt good. Felt good to get the win. That would have been a terrible plane ride home if we didn't close that out. But we fought hard. We knew it was going to be a gritty team. We knew they was going to come in and fight till the end, which they did. You know, but we outlasted them, so we're happy about that.
Your coach is training you for psyching the team
I don't know what the impact was. I just, you know, sometimes when you have a young team, you got to go through the learning process of letting the good and the bad go, because you can't bring that into next week. So whether you have a really good game, you can't expect to have that same game the following week if you don't prepare. Same thing with losing. Sometimes you lose and it doesn't work out your way, but you can't let that bleed into the next week. And so it was pretty just as simple as that, you know, not be down on ourselves that, you know, we weren't able to close that game out or start the season how we wanted to because we have a long season.
A couple of days.
It's been fun, man, being around this team, being around this group, being able to be on this side and play the games with everybody. It's been great. I think we're all still trying to, you know, knock out some rust and get some things going, but I like the direction that we're going. I feel like there's still so much more that we can be better at. We have to tackle better. We have to make our plays, but I like the spot that we're in.
Starting the second half,
It was a really, really big play. I mean, come out and you know, force a fumble and, you know, have the offense come and score. I think it changed the game. It was such a huge play for us, and definitely shifted momentum in our way.
One big difference this week, you guys were getting a lot more penetration of the backfield and the number of tackles for loss in terms of play there.
Yeah.
Are you seeing the front line now starting to dash some of these guys have not played yet?
Yeah, and again, like I said, it's just, you know, we didn't really get a lot of preseason reps, so still knocking out some of the rust and having that familiarity with the guys that you're playing with. So, I think we're still going to keep getting better, but I definitely felt like we were playing on the other side of the ball. We knew this team was going to come in and run the ball. They have a great backfield, and we did our best to slow them down.
What do you see guys in this playing against them as a teammate? How confident are you on the time that you're probably more?
Extremely confident. I don't know if our day is over, but because just the mentality, but how poised he is. I just knew that he was going to make the right plays and get the guys. We have so many playmakers on offense, and he got it into their hands as well as made his own plays when he needed to. So it's just fun to watch on this side.
How big were those fourth down stops?
They were huge. I mean, we talked about that all week. That this team was going to go for it on fourth down, and it was going to come time in a game where we had to get off the field and give the ball back to our offense. And so I'm very proud how we handled some of those.
Anything else, guys?
Cool.
Thanks.
Good.
Appreciate it.
How we doing?
You said you want to call people playing with the two starting tackles out, said offensive back Jackson Bush, you were doing so.
I mean, that's what we expected from those guys. The funny thing is, Jake and Stone, they both played a lot of games for us, and they played and stepped up big time in a bunch of games. So we know who they are. Also, they're not out there alone. They got other guys out there, 9 other guys out there playing with them. And I'm just so happy for those guys to see what they did today. They were a big part of this offense, a big part of the reason why we scored the points we did. And, I think they themselves may have silenced some people.
What was your mindset going into that overtime draft? Are you confident you were down and did right there?
Yeah, I mean, it started with Drew going out winning the toss. And then, very confident that, we can go out there and get it done. We've been moving the ball all game. Shane was calling a great game. He had been in rhythm. We somewhat found a rhythm somewhere in the second quarter and kind of got rolling. And I just felt like we knew the ball was in our hands. We knew the opportunity was there for us to go win it. And that's what you want as an offense. And I'm just so proud of the guys and the way we got it done.
First drive of the game, though, you guys went down and scored as well. How sort of good was that, I guess, after what happened last week to just kind of get the ball?
Yeah, that was huge, and we talked about it during the week. We talked about it before the game, about knowing who we are. And I believe we're a really good offense. We got so many dynamic players, like I always say, so many great guys on our offense, and we got a great play caller and a coach who trusts us, and Coach Carroll. So we just had to go out there and kind of, put the past behind us. Last week is last week. It has nothing to do with this week, and go out there and play ball. And, it wasn't perfect today, but we found a way to win, and that's what matters.
Some of the biggest plays of the game, third and 10 red zone, touchdown, the last touchdown ball, how comfortable do you feel with going into the big moment?
I mean, he does it time and time again. It's the stuff that we practice. Coach Carroll puts us in those positions, every single week. We got comp Wednesdays, touchdown Thursdays, turnover Thursdays, and we're competing our butts off every single week. And so for Tyler to go out there and make the plays that he's always made, it's just routine for him. But we got so many other guys who can make plays, and so we just got to continue to trust each other. I feel like that's what we did today. We leaned on one another, especially when times got a little hard, and we found a way to get a win.
For the past couple of years, you played in close last year, played in close today. What was the difference between this year, last year's game compared to this year's game?
Yeah, it felt pretty similar, honestly. Just a back and forth game. They've got a great offense. They were moving the ball and scoring. Our defense came up with some clutch plays, some clutch turnovers, just as they did last year. It kind of felt like deja vu. Got the pick six. I mean, everything kind of that happened last year kind of happened this year. And I just felt like we knew they were a great team coming off a big win last week, and we're coming off a loss. So something was going to have to give, and we came out and we played together. We played hard, fought to the end, and like I said, we found a way.
All three of your tight ends had big catches in the second half of overtime. Obviously, they were helping out the tackles too.
Yeah.
Just how important are those three to this offense unlocking its potential?
I mean, those guys are so important to the offense. Kobe, Will, Noah, and even Tyler, he can step up as well. But those guys, they complete our offense. They're pass catchers. They can block in the pass and run game, and they make it hard on defenses. You don't know what we're going to do. We can line up with all three tight ends. We can run the ball or pass it. And so for those guys to continue to come up clutch and continue to be the driving force of this offense, we need those guys. And I just enjoy having them out there because they're so dynamic. Every single one of those guys can make a play at any given time, and today you saw that.
What was it like operating the notice today? How long it was?
You know what, man? We're used to it. We're used to it. We're used to the chaos. Coach prepares us that way. It's extremely loud in practice. You can barely hear in practice. And so I thought the guys did a great job of communicating in the huddle. I thought the poise was phenomenal, especially, down the stretch in the game when the crowd was getting riled up and, really trying to get us off the field. And so I was just tremendously happy with the way that we performed and the way that we handled the pressure.
The intentional grounding, what did you see on that? What did they call?
Yeah, that was miscommunication, between Tyler and I, and obviously we can't have that happen. They made the call, and it was just great that we were able to overcome that and still get a touchdown on that drive.
17-yard sack. What's your evaluation of that play?
Yeah, in hindsight, just throw the ball away. In my mind, I'm trying not to, stop the clock. Obviously, they had a 2-minute, but just trying to waste time as much time as I could, knowing they'd get the ball back. But that's a tough situation to be in, man. 3rd and long, they're playing 2-man. Things are pretty much covered. I'm trying not to throw an incompletion. You don't want to stop the clock, but you also obviously don't want to lose 17 yards. So that's something looking back on that I've got to improve on. And it was great to be in that situation and have that happen so that I can learn from it in the future.
About the possibility that having a burn timeout there
Well, I knew they didn't have to burn a timeout, but what I didn't want to do was throw it away too early, and maybe they have a time to get a play off before the 2-minute warning and use it as an extra timeout. So it was an interesting situation, obviously, and so looking back on it, like I said, don't want to lose the yards. Maybe if I get in that situation again, I'll just throw it away and live with the results.
You said last week, some other guys said maybe the Rams out there for it. So you guys take that to heart.
You know what? I just felt like we came and we played to win. We know who we are as a team. We were looking forward to this opportunity. It's hard to win in this league, and sometimes you're going to lose. And, like I said, last week was last week. We're looking forward. We got to put this game behind us real soon and get ready for our next opponent. So the reality is that we lost one game last week, but we followed it up, and we're a resilient bunch. We fought back in the noise, on the road, against a really good team, and we found a way to win. I mean, just tall dude who's just giving maximum effort every single play. I think he's a tremendous player, going to have a great career in this league. Obviously, like I said, our tackle stepped up and did a great job on him. But I think he's a really good player.
Looking back on Bobby and the message that he said before practice, what impact do you think that had?
I think it had a great impact. We talked about it throughout the week. All the captains talked about knowing who we are, knowing that we're a great team, we're a great offense, and all we have to do is play our game, not make it bigger than what it is, and also have fun. That was the key message, just to have fun, have that swagger, and obviously it's hard to do after a loss, but for us to come and perform the way that we did today, I think it just shows you who we are as a team, and it shows us as well, so that we can, now we can look back on this and say, this is who we are, and we got to just stay steadfast in that and continue to work hard at it.
Anything else?
What did you say to yourself?
During the game, man, just those guys, like I said, they played a bunch of snaps for us, and they've stepped up in many games. Jake's played a bunch of games for us, and he's done really well, as well as Stone. So, hats off to those guys for doing what they did. I appreciate those guys. I look forward to playing with those guys because, I know they're going to give it their maximum effort. And so whenever I get a chance to play with Stone, Jake, or any of the guys on the front line, Olu came in and stepped up as well. We're all connected, and we're in it together. And so that's the way we need to always play.
Did you say anything to Jake with 2 minutes of the game?
Just thank you. Gave him a big old hug, man, big old bear hug, man. Those guys were sweaty. We were in there just getting a group hug in, and that was cool, man. Those guys are great players, and I appreciate playing with those guys.
When you're coming over the top on the final play outside of the red, you have to glance at Hutchinson and Kern. Sometimes that's all open. Did you have to notice that, or you're too focused?
They didn't call it today, so it was good that we won. Yep.
After the sack, between then and when you get the call overtime, what are you doing mentally to shape that play off?
I just put it behind me. We got a lot of game to play. We got the ball with a chance to go win the game. And, I remember when I was little, a player said, big-time players make big plays in big games. And I kind of live by that motto. So, when the ball's in my hand and the game's on the line, I look forward to it. And I know I'm out there with, 10 other great guys who are going to get their jobs done. And, we showed that. Everyone played together and found a way to win.
What was the difference on third down today for you guys? A lot better than last week?
Just overall execution. And, I really think that was important, especially on the road. The communication was great, phenomenal. Starts up front, starts with the guys echoing the calls, and it's loud out there, so you got to pass it down the line. The receivers ran great routes, got open. I was able to find them. Had great protection all day, and, guys did a great job at just converting those third downs.
All right, thank you.
Appreciate you. Thank you, guys.
I saw it was condensed formation. They like the 26 is their scat back guy. There's running a lot of Texas routes. That's where they got the angle route, in-breaking route. So my safety had put me in a really good call, smash, cover 2 basically. And so all those guys went in. The only person I had was the running back to my side, so I knew I was able to squeeze that. And I chased that route, and then I looked up. Next thing I know, the ball was in my hands, and then I just ran to the races. It was Julian. Julian made that communication call. Yeah, that's amazing. I know that, but that wasn't the goal. The goal was to get a turnover for my defense more so than to end his streak, and to make a play happen, and that's what I did.
A sack and an interception, the same game as the first time you've ever done that. Same game in football.
Are we talking about my career of life?
Yeah, football. Yeah, first time you've ever done that. Both those things the same game.
It is actually. Wow, that is crazy. Yeah, it is. That's amazing. I went out there. I got a nickname. A lot of people call me Big Play Trey. I more so have motivation from that name, and I knew that we was in a situation, and I knew I wanted to make a play, and I did that for those guys.
What was the mindset coming into the game after the disappointment last week? Just sort of team-wise, was it determination to kind of turn that around?
Yeah, forget last week. We know who we are. We know who we are as a team. Whatever happened last week, that is over. It's a long season. You know how that goes. The season is, season is up and down. Everybody's good in the NFL. And so we came out here. We had to make a statement. We know Detroit is a really good team. They just beat the Chiefs. The stadium was pretty loud. You could barely hear on that when you was on that field. But regardless of everything that was going on, we stuck together, and we saw what the outcome was.
The environment, when you have the pick six and you're in the end zone and you get to flex and celebrate, and it's as quiet as it is, do you hear that? Were you able to kind of take that in? What was your experience?
Yeah, I saw it. When I ran to the races, I kind of ran towards the fans, and I was just looking around like, wow, it's crazy what one play can do to a whole stadium that's electric, when you're on the opposite team. And so I was able to take that in and just realize what I just did for my team. It was on to the next. But then I was just like, oh, man, I got to go back out there. I'm kind of tired. Everybody was hitting me on the head. Guys were congratulating me. I tried to stand up on the bench, to give guys high fives. And they was like, oh, you got to get back out there, And I'm like, ooh, wee. That's a little tough. But we made it happen. I'm proud of my team.
You all know how quick this thing broke on social media. You see the video of that, celebrating the ski mask and whatnot. What do you think about the line with the ski mask Sunday and everything like that?
Man, if that's what they want to do, whatever their motto is, that's their motto. I didn't really understand it, but I was like, hey, whatever you guys want to do, to get you guys going, for the crowd to follow. Everybody got something, so we got the 12s. The 12s are behind us. They motivate us. So if they felt like the mask was to motivate the crowd to get everybody going, more power to them. There you go.
This week, you start last week, then the top rookie pick comes in, and you're not starting anymore, and then you
just stay ready. You stay focused. It's a long season. I've been in this league long enough to see, guys, we play a physical game. So, you just got to stay ready because you'll never know. I saw that with myself. I saw that with the year after that, when you have every corner, then 5 corners go down. So, I just stay ready, and just lean on God. So whatever happens when my name is called, I go out there and make those plays.
Looking back on it, the message that Bobby delivered Wednesday in practice, what kind of impact did you get that?
It was powerful. He brought the team up and was like, hey, whatever happened last week, that's last week. He's a leader. Everybody to get behind, because he's seen it all, the good, the bad, the behind the scenes. That's a guy, who's been through adversity. So, man, we get behind him, and it was a really good week, and you saw that on the field.
Guys, first start today, he got bit on that flea flicker. Did you have a chance to talk to him after that play, and what did you think about how he responded with those fourth down stops?
Yeah, I told him, let that shit go. You know what I mean? It's part of football. It's your first game. You're a hell of a player. If they got you on a flea flicker, so be it. You know what I'm saying? Next play, it's a long football game, and we need you out there. So, but he's a warrior. That guy, he knows. He don't need the talk, from anybody. He's gonna go out there and play his game. It's the NFL. It's football. It's nothing bigger than that.
What was it like watching Gino execute that game with the guys?
Man, it was when I saw that it was tails and we got the ball, I was like game over. I was just thinking like, because when those guys lock in, I feel like they're the best in the NFL. And so, man, he just made play after play after play. I got a chance, like I told people, I got a chance to work out with Gino over the summer. We was in L.A. and just to pick his brain and see how he goes about things. And man, he gets ready like no other. He's a pro. That's why he has so much success in the NFL. And where he's at, that's why he is where he's at. And man, I didn't even put my helmet on when I saw we got the ball, because I knew they were gonna go out there and just drive the ball.
That was